You might have seen this on our Instagram page, so let's talk about what it actually is. Hi, I'm Paige. I have a master's in forensic anthropology. Let's learn more about spongy bone. This kind of bone is called trabecular, spongy, or cancellous bone, and it's found in the ends of long bones or in the centers of short, flat, or irregular bones like the vertebral bodies. This kind of bone is characterized by trabeculi, which are these thin bony spicules that form a complex network giving it a spongy appearance, which is why it's also called spongy bone. Here at the Bone Museum, we have lots of specimens on display showing what this bone looks like. On my right, we have a femur with the patella and the tibia, and on my left, we have a humerus. Here we have some skulls on display, and as you can see, there's spongy bone in the skull bones as well. Now it's referred to as diplo in this area though. If you're enjoying this video so far, like and follow us for more. Here we have on display multiple different specimens that have spongy bone, showing how it appears throughout the body. In the vertebra, the spongy bone is actually the main load-bearing bone of the entire structure. Whereas in long bones, such as the femur, the spongy bone is really only found in the ends of it. And this is going to help transfer the weight-bearing loads from the articular ends of the femur to the compact bone we see here, which is much stronger and denser than the spongy bone. The porous, spongy nature of this bone allows it to be more flexible and absorb the shock of high-energy activities such as running and jumping, reducing the risk of fracture. Bone has the ability to adapt to stress via remodeling. In trabecular bone, we see a very high rate of remodeling as it responds to these biomechanical stressors. And these trabeculi are going to align themselves along the lines of the biomechanical stress. The annual turnover rate of trabecular bone is about 25%, compared with only about 2 to 3% of cortical bone. As we can see here, it's aligned more diffusely, where we're going to have the stressors coming from the hip joint. And over here we see a different pattern of the trabeculi, where there's not as much force. Another important feature of trabecular bone is that within all this empty space, we're going to have red bone marrow, which is key to hematopoiesis, which is the formation of new blood cells. Cancellous bone only makes up about 20% of the human skeleton, but it provides much structural support and flexibility without the weight that compact bone has. If you want to see any of these specimens for yourself and see spongy bone up close, come visit us at the Bone Museum in Brooklyn, New York.